So let's get to the news at hand that happened while we were all gone.
Yes.
What
Christmas. What day was the verdict?
This was Christmas Eve.
That was on Christmas Eve?
Yeah. Was it Christmas Eve? Yeah, the 24th, right?
Yeah, it was the
the 23rd.
Friday the 23rd, okay.
It was the day before Christmas Eve.
So we have not recorded since Tory Lanez has been found guilty.
Yeah, we have not recorded since the verdict has come out in the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion trial.
Well, technically not. It's Tory Lanez versus the county of Los Angeles.
Well, Rory,
is this even a state trial?
Listen, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not the smartest man. I have luck, gratefully, and you know, I'm glad to say that I have not had to sit in courtrooms much. But from what I know, and I've seen, you know, just pictures of the dockets and stuff online, it says the state of California,
the dockets
versus Tory Lanez.
You read the files?
I'm just saying that's what it says. The state of California,
okay,
versus
right, so it's not a county thing.
Daystar Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
I think that people, you know, first of all, prayers to Meg, because she had to endure a lot and still has to endure a lot after all of this, and it's you know, it's very telling, man.
Here comes the Rock Nation press release you're about to read.
Yeah, they sent me. They prepped me. They prepped me.
Of course,
media.
Long and hard. Pause.
You were also on the Rock Nation Zoom call to discuss the Meg trial.
Yeah, I was. I was at Jay's house. B was in the kitchen making us some banana waffles and things like that. So, you know, they sat me down.
Yeah.
They
You're
told me everything
spewing their agenda.
Yeah, no, I'm pushing. I have to push their agenda.
You're one of the jurors.
I am. I was actually in the jury room.
Yes.
When they were deliberating.
Well, they did in fact say that one of the jurors was a Rock Nation employee.
Yeah.
And which I was like, yo, Lenny S has been off IG for a little while now.
We don't know where he's at.
Where's Lenny S been?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
I haven't spoken to Shari in so long either.
That's true, man.
You know, I haven't seen. Have you seen Omar? Haven't seen Omar. Haven't seen Shari. They haven't posted any pictures.
It's crazy.
I don't know where they're at. I don't know what they're doing in that building.
Mm-hmm.
But
sure.
So the verdict came out, and Tory Lanez was found guilty on all 3 felony accounts, in regarding this case, and a lot of things happened, Rory. People know from day one what my stance on this was, and it wasn't a thing of, and let me be clear, I don't dislike Tory. Was a huge fan of his music. Loved the Chicks Tape series. I put a lot of people onto that back in 2011, 2012.
Doesn't matter.
I believe. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But was a fan of his because people felt like I just didn't like Tory. I don't know him personally to not like him. Thought he's talented. From day one, I felt that, you know, once Meg came out and said what she said, I didn't think she was lying. Nothing about her told me she was lying. Nothing about her said that, you know, she was making this up. So I said what I said a few years ago about my position on it and how I felt about it. And, you know, people gave me a lot of kickback, you know, said I was just, you know, trying to push the female agenda and all these stupid things or whatever.
Rock Nation and female agenda.
Yeah, all of those things, right?
Tough.
So the verdict comes out, he's found guilty. Now, I always said, if he's found guilty of this, then to me, he is one of the biggest suckers that we've ever had in our culture. Because let's be clear and let's just talk about facts. A black woman was shot and had to have bullet fragments removed from her foot. It should never be a situation where a woman is claiming that a black man shot her. 2 successful black people, first of all, a successful black woman and a successful black man. And the successful black woman is saying that this black man shot her. Now, I've never seen a woman lie about a guy shooting her before. And we've seen people lie. We've seen women lie about things before.
Oh.
You know, it happens. Me personally, have never seen a woman say, hey, this man shot me, and she was lying about that. We've never seen it, which is why I can understand how it was unbelievable for some people to believe, because this was something we had never seen. This was something we had never witnessed. So it was hard for people to be like, yeah, I believe it, because it's some unbelievable shit. When you really think about it, it's like, there's no way that this dude really did that. But from day one, after Meg came out on IG Live and said what she said, never thought she was lying. I never felt like she was lying. Her energy didn't seem like she was lying. And I know people are gonna go, oh, but she lied about, who she was sleeping with. I don't care if a woman lies about who she had sex with. That's none of my concern here. The concern here was a woman that was.
I have lied on my dick to say I didn't beat when I did plenty of times.
Oh yeah, that happens. You lie about the people you have.
That's okay. It's okay to lie in that regard.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Just don't lie and say you beat when you didn't beat. That's
right.
corny.
That's crazy. That's a whole different level of crazy.
I got bodies I'm taking to the grave. You could put Barbara Walters, anyone in front of me, like, yo, I did not.
Of
fuck.
course. And then men do that, women do that. Like, it is what it is. So that doesn't matter to me. That's personal shit. That's shit that we have. That's none of our business. Now, when a woman is saying she was shot, it's like, whoa, okay, hold on. What's going on here? So she said her piece on the IG Live, I always felt like she was telling the truth. Her energy never said she was lying. And then I'm always in the position of, I'm going to believe a black woman if she says she was shot by somebody. That's just me. I have sisters. I have nieces. I have a mom that I love. If any of them ever came to me and said, hey, this dude outside shot me, I'm not going to sit there and be like, yo, you lying. That's just me. So the state of California gathered evidence, had testimonies from eyewitnesses. They called some people to the stand, and they felt like they had enough evidence to convict Tory Lanez, Daystar Peterson on 3 counts, and found him guilty on all 3 counts. And then, our culture, Rory, the hip hop culture, the hip hop community, did what they do, and they ran to social media, and everybody started voicing their opinions.
That's where I want to talk about this.
About the verdict and things like that. Now, I'm all for people, hearing things and all that, but the biggest thing that I looked at, Rory, from afar was nobody was in the courtroom.
Very few people.
Right? Everybody, mostly, let's say 95% of the people are getting their information from blogs, which if we go back and run the tapes, and people have been putting up threads of everything blogs have been saying from day one that was just found to be false throughout this case.
Myself being one of the people that believed a lot of the stuff, and even during a lot of this case, because it was quote unquote rappers going back and forth, some of the more like major middle America outlets that hire the real fucking lawyers to cover the case didn't happen. So we got a lot of our shit from bloggers and just random fucking people, and even this new wave I've seen of people that were lawyers and now want to be media personalities but are just good at selling things because they're lawyers, but they're not legally a lawyer right now. They're a media personality.
Right.
So we see like, oh, this is a lawyer. He must be telling the truth. Nah, he was in there getting his media game on too.
Yeah.
So I believed a lot of shit too until the trial was over, and I realized that Tory's defense team, to the public eye, did an incredible job. To the court of public opinion, I think Tory's defense team won. Once I started really reading about the case, they did an awful fucking job. And we were all looking like, damn, that should have been a mistrial or Tory being let off, because they created a bunch of reasonable doubt. Like, it was a fucked up case. But then you read about what was really going on there and not what the blogs were giving us.
Right.
Or what the blogs were focusing on. And it's like, okay, not really. Because no, his DNA or his fingerprints were not on the gun. You know how easy it is to get fingerprints off a gun? You just wipe the gun.
Yeah.
They found gunpowder on his actual hand. That's where this whole guilty thing can actually happen.
Well, they're saying that they found gunpowder on Kelsey's hands as well.
As well, of course. Listen, I still think there was a lot of reasonable doubt in it, but I think where the defense fucked up was their star witness said that they saw Tory fire a gun, and one of Tory's charges was recklessly letting off an illegal firearm.
Possessing an illegal firearm, discharging a weapon with negligence, and assault with a semi-automatic.
Because I correct me if I'm wrong, and please look this up. I do not think his charges were that he shot Meg, right? There's assault. No like assault with a deadly weapon charge, is
assault
there?
With a semi-automatic.
There was? Okay.
Discharging a firearm, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, possession of a concealed unregistered firearm, and negligent discharge of a firearm. So he was found guilty on all 3 of those charges. The defense's witness, which was Tory's, his defense team's witness, said they saw the shorter guy shooting everywhere.
Yeah,
like that's what their witness said.
Trust me, I was one of the people saying, "Oh, they've created enough reasonable doubt. This will be either a mistrial or Tory will get off." I did believe that once that case started to go. And then when you look at the shit, DNA could not exclude Tory as a shooter. He tested positive for GSR. The defense's witness said they saw Tory firing a gun. The victim in the crime said he shot me. Yeah, Kelsey's stuff was a good thing for the defense to some degree, but when you put those three things in, your star witness says, we saw him shoot. The victim says, he shot me. He has GSR in his hand. Yeah, I can see how a jury would be like, yeah, he's guilty.
I think that the biggest part of this was when they played Kelsey's statement from the night that they were all arrested. And her story and Meg's story almost lined up exactly to the T. And I think that's one of the pieces of evidence that I don't think that they thought they were going to pull and play in court. I don't think they were banking on them playing Kelsey's statement from the night they were arrested in court. And from what, people in the courtroom were saying, Kelsey's statement was very detailed, step by step. They showed text messages from Kelsey phone texting Meg's bodyguard. They played audio recordings of phone calls from Tory to Kelsey, I believe. It's just, so all of the evidence came out. I think they said it was 47 pieces of evidence.
When you have Kelsey on the stand already going back on everything she said and just creating all this doubt, that only leaves you with what hard evidence could be, and that's a text message from Kelsey saying Tory shot Meg.
Tory shot Meg, and her statement from the night that they were all in the precinct.
So again, even as someone believed
he was in Qatar for the World Cup working.
Naturally.
Yeah.
So even as someone that did believe the blogs when Kelsey was testifying, like, oh, this looks really good for Tory, once you start talking to people that actually know the fucking court system and how jurors really are being presented with certain stuff, the only thing the jury had to work with after Kelsey's testimony was, hey, here's a text message from this person that just pled the fifth that says, hey, Tory shot Meg.
Jesus. Literally
so
the undoing.
Once you get down to all this, and I learned all this on the Rock Nation Zoom call to spew the agenda, and with one of the jurors sitting next to me.
Yep.
Right.
That's what all this is. I'm just my ties to Rock Nation make me think this.
This is all Jay-Z's fault.
Jermal.
You guys give Rock Nation way too much fucking credit.
Yeah, I put Jay-Z.
You think Hove has this much power?
I know people are just they just want to say Jay-Z's name for whatever reason, but I promise you, Jay has a lot of power. Let me say that first and foremost. But y'all give him more power and more fucking credit than he asked for or wants. I promise you, Jay-Z has nothing to do with this case or the prosecution for the state of California.
So you don't think the judge took the lunch with Jay-Z instead of the $50K from Tory?
Ooh.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No,
because he was bribing everyone.
No, he was. Jay was going crazy.
And Jay was just saying, hey, how about a Caesar salad at lunch?
We got to just look at the facts. They used the statement that Kelsey, I think that's what was really, cause she got on the stand and said she didn't remember. She remembered everything up until who shot Meg.
Clearly,
didn't.
Everyone fucking lied.
Yeah.
From the prosecution's witnesses to the defense witnesses to everyone on the stand, everyone fucking lied. So all it left was the jury with GSR, a witness saying, I saw Tory shoot, who had no dog in the race, wasn't Meg in that regard. Meg was the victim. So I guess you could say there's a bias there if you want to play that game. Some random witness like, yo, I saw him shoot. And the defense called me to be here. He has gunpowder in his hand. What else do you need? Because everyone was fucking lying.
There's so the verdict came down. My thing is this, right? I just don't know what Meg did for people to, because people have a very short
victim blame. What did she do to make him shoot her?
No, not that. But what did Megan do for people just to not believe Megan? Because you got to go back to the beginning. She lied about what happened initially. She said she stepped on glass.
Yeah.
We know that was a lie because the doctors verified that they took bullet fragments out of her foot.
Yeah.
So we got to go back to that. She lied about what happened. As she said, to protect Tory, to protect them because there's black people At that time, we know what was going on with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, cops killing black people. She didn't want them to be in a position where they might get fired upon by cops if they knew a gun was in the car. So she lied about all of this shit. I just don't know what Meg did besides say that she didn't sleep with Tory when it came out that she did, which I said, like we just said, people lie about that all the time. I don't care about that. But besides that, what did she do for people to think that she's such a liar?
Well, that's what she did. She lied.
Just lied about who she had sex with?
Nah, not even. I think the whole glass in the foot thing, like that set off a chain
But hold on, but look at that though.
of disbelief.
And it was
She
also,
said she stepped on glass, which we know was a lie. So think about that. You know what just happened. Somebody shot at you, and Rory will tell you from day one, I always said, I don't think that Tory ever meant for that bullet to hit her. I think Tory was firing at the ground, which is clown shit. Let's be clear. Anytime you pull a gun out in the presence of a woman and fire it anyway, that's some clown sucker shit. It's no reason, I can't even think of a reason why you would even do that, right? But cool, I don't think that he ever meant for the bullet to hit her. As we know, it's bullet fragments, which means it was sounding like a ricochet.
Yeah.
Bullets were shot in her direction and hit something first, and then fragments went into her foot. So I always told Rory from day one, I felt like he fired the gun at her feet, which was the whole dance bitch thing came from. And I don't think that he meant for the bullet to strike her.
I don't believe that was ever said, to be honest.
Of course I do.
I don't
Because
believe
I believe he was shooting at the ground, which means dance. Like he trying to make her move and run and get out the way. I don't think that he ever intended, because if the bullet doesn't strike her, I don't know that this ever even really goes to court.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I don't know. If the bullet doesn't strike her,
Would this be still considered like aggravated assault regardless?
I don't think so.
If the bullet
Shooting
does
at
not
somebody?
hit her, no, I don't think this ever goes
I don't
to
think
court.
if nobody's struck, I don't think it could be considered
Oh no, it's
Or
discharging
attempted murder, Loki?
well,
firearm.
discharging a
Get hit with that
firearm.
charge, yeah.
And illegal
discharging a firearm and possession of a weapon, yeah. But I don't know if
I just think they all
Negligent
all get
discharge and possession of a concealed. The third charge, which was assault with semi-automatic firearm, wouldn't be.
yeah.
But
applied.
I see them, if that gun goes off, I see them all, because they did all get back in the car. I see them leaving if no one's harmed and solving that amongst themselves. And if it gets back with maybe neighbors calling the cops, whatever, and someone identifies Tory, they would have been got rid of that gun. Would have been said, we don't know who.
Well,
did
no,
what.
they wouldn't have got rid of
It would have been a hard.
Well, yeah.
It would have
If
been
they
a
never
very
got pulled
hard
over.
case to get Tory,
If they never got pulled over and
Yeah.
then that happened, then yeah.
because I don't think they get pulled over. They get out of there quicker if someone's not injured. That's just what I think.
I mean, either way.
And I think everyone
I
works
just
together. They
don't
were
know.
working together even when she was shot at one point.
Yeah.
If no one shot, they working together.
I just don't know what Meg did to what seemed like the entire industry to not believe her.
Because people also saw, let's go through everything. People saw Meg 2 days later on a boat. She then, I think, IG'd her foot. And everyone becomes doctors, experts on social media immediately. Like, oh, my friend got shot in the foot. That's not what his foot looked like. She's lying. Like,
Right.
yo, if you've been, how many, I remember that was the big one on social media. You know how many bones are in your foot? Like, people became fucking podiatrists in like one day.
People
you know how many fucking bones is in there?
Medical examiners. People
And they were like,
became
you can't-
doctors, lawyers.
Like, yo, my cousin was shot in the foot and he couldn't walk for like at least 10 years. And Meg is dancing on a boat right now. And
Yeah.
it's like,
She's
okay.
built different.
Sure.
It's just it's listen, I'm like, in all seriousness, it's sad.
The Wolverine of hip hop.
Yeah, it's sad that a woman says this and
At the knees.
all of a sudden she's the victim. She's like the bad person.
But then, which we've, I think, talked about more off mic than on. Social media loves to do the team thing.
Oh yeah. Red
It's
versus blue.
Democrats, Republicans, fucking Giants, Eagles. Everyone just wants to be a part of something and part of a team. And this became, are you on the man's side or the woman's side? It almost didn't even become Tory and Megan per se. It became almost a gender war. And it was plenty of women that believed Tory.
And
Don't get me
Megan's
wrong.
black.
It wasn't just men and women split, but it was like, do you believe all women? Do you believe all men? And they would just try to find any reason to be on their team and be right on their team.
Listen, one thing we know is that
They'll change facts to make sure they're
right. We've seen women lie. We've seen that before.
Ever.
We've seen men lie.
They all tell the truth.
We've seen that before. We have never seen two successful artists involved in a shooting, woman and man, and
Both
the woman
alive.
be lying about who shot her.
Well, this also like never happened. That's like an ESPN LeBron stat.
This has never happened. We've never seen this before. What would make people think she's making? You almost can't make this up.
She's a black woman, man. Like historically, people don't listen or believe anything black women say.
And
Like, I think it's much deeper than the hip hop entertainment side of it.
Yeah.
People don't give a fuck what black women have to say.
And that's my point. And that's a sad statement. And it's a sad truth. We do not believe black women. Why? Why do we not believe black women? Like, where were we done so wrong by black women that we decided we're at a point where we just don't believe anything that black women say?
A very deep question.
No, honestly, like, just think about that.
Well,
what have black women done to us to where we're now at a point where we don't believe anything that they say?
I think it's like even with everything that happened, still people in the back of the mind go, well, what did she do to deserve? There's always that. People will look for the reason, okay, well, what did she do? They'll immediately try to find.
That's insane.
And everyone wants to crack the case
lot, but I
and
mean,
be the person
And I think historically that's what
has the new
people
theory
have done
That is
in this country.
And here's another thing. And I again, like me and Rory have had plenty of conversations about this whole thing. I don't remember one time ever hearing Tory say, I didn't shoot her.
I think he did on the album. I could be wrong though.
I didn't listen to the album. But I don't remember him ever saying it. And that was if a woman says to the world, I shot her, let me assure each and every one of you here and everybody listening that it would be very clear in my response and my energy if I didn't shoot that woman.
Granted, I've never been in that situation. I hate to say what I would do, especially in a situation like that. But I would not listen to my lawyer if he said, don't talk about this case. If a woman said, I shot her and I didn't, IG lock, I did not shoot you.
If a woman could say, I slapped her, and if I didn't, I'm going to go, y'all going to know immediately like he didn't put his hands on her.
Yeah.
You're going to just be able to read that in my energy like, yo, we not playing that game. I never put my hands on this woman.
My lawyer
You're going
said
to be able to see that.
But I am.
If I didn't shoot a woman and we're now in court about this and it's a trial, you think that I'm not taking a stand? Like, you think that I'm not taking a stand and telling you exactly what happened that night?
Mm-hmm. Okay, what if?
But that was the thing that was very telling about this. It was clear from the gate that the defense's position was, we're just going to try to raise a reasonable doubt.
Yeah, so
we're not going to allow you to get on the stand and say you didn't do it because now you're lying in a court of law under oath, which is a whole nother charge. So we're not going to allow you to take the stand and say, oh, I didn't do it, because we don't know which other piece of evidence they're going to hit us with.
Yeah.
No, Rory, I'm